Everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be continuing What If Naruto Had the Powers of a Ghoul, or was a ghoul. I can't remember, you already know that. Anyway, without further ado, let's get right into the video. So, Itachi turns around and asks her, what does that mean? And Kaguya was like, it doesn't matter now. And she shoots Naruto in the shoulder with one of those decaying things. And she realizes that Naruto already has his one night owl state, meaning that he's already one of the strongest. Meaning that if Naruto gets any stronger than what he is now, she could rival him. And Kaguya gets even angrier and was like, you may be the reincarnation of one of my children, as she's shooting, as Naruto's body is healing and decaying at the same time, but you are not one of my people. And Naruto plates up and was like, I might not be one of your people. And he appears behind her, and her eyes widen, and Naruto was like, but I am not a pushover. And he throws her into the ground. And Naruto, looking at her, realizes that whatever she's talking about fighting could happen in the future. And Naruto was like, it doesn't matter. I'll deal with that. I'll deal with that when it gets to that. And Naruto, trying to finish her off, he does his hand Kagune thing, and right before he can, swiftly execute Kaguya, a voice cries out from afar, telling Naruto not to. And they see who it is, and it's the Sage of Six Paths, telling Naruto to not kill Kaguya. And Naruto asks the Sage of Six Paths, why can't he? And the Sage of Six Paths tells him that if you kill Kaguya, you'll never get to your full potential, meaning that you'll never be able to stop the enemies that are headed toward the planet now, or in the near future. And Naruto was like, so we just need to keep her alive to train me. And the Sage of Six Paths was like, no, but yeah. And Naruto was like, what do you mean, no, but yeah? And the Sage of Six Paths tells Naruto that they could use her as bait to lure the people away from the planet, but at the risk of his own life. And a lot of people, after hearing that, they're disagreeing with it. No one wants Naruto to do this. And Naruto, after a couple of minutes, he realizes that if these people are stronger than Kaguya and he's barely able to kill Kaguya, then there's no point in trying to deny that fact, that he can either attempt to train to get stronger, to just inevitably fail and lose everyone, or he can lure them away from their current destination and kill them off one by one. And Naruto goes with the latter, kill them off one by one at risk of losing his own life. So they take Kaguya to this weird null dimension, there's nothing inside of it, it's just pure nothingness. And Naruto was like, what are we doing here? And Kaguya tells the sage that he shouldn't have brought her here. That this is the only dimension that the Otsutsuki really love to use for transportation reasons, because if you think of where you want to go while you're in there, if you make another portal, it'll take you to right where you want to be. So when the two that appear in the movie, go in there, they notice that the Sage of Six Paths, Kaguya, and this weird creature is just standing there, like just sitting there, just in the abyss of nothing. And the two remark that thank you for coming directly to us and not having us look for you. And at first, Kaguya was against the plan, but then she realizes that if Naruto can kill them off here, then they'll be perfect. Like, it'll be way easier to kill off Ishiki without any of these people around. So she begins to help Naruto and the Sage of Six Paths fight off the two Tsutsuki. And then eventually, after a few moments, after like 20 minutes of nothing but headbutting and fighting, they are officially killed by Naruto, both of them. And well, one of them's, I'm gonna say, yeah, the big guy that Sasuke fights in the movie was killed by Kaguya, and the guy that Naruto was fighting in the movie, well, the guy that Naruto and Sasuke were fighting in the movie got killed by Naruto. So as they're in the void and they're waiting for Ishiki to appear, because, well, those two just died, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna know. And lo and behold, here comes Ishiki. And Naruto realizes what she meant by end up losing your, like, what the Sage of Six Paths meant by you could lose your life, because Ishiki was no slouch. He almost killed Naruto on several different occasions and several different attacks, but in the end it ended up Naruto barely escaped with his life. Like, when they came out of the portal, Naruto was nearly dead. Like, he had almost little to no chakra. He could barely stay conscious, and even then he was barely active enough. Like, they couldn't do anything. All they could do was have Naruto lay down and rest, because Naruto's physiology would stop them from being able to help him, like, get his broken ribs out of his body. They can't do that, because if they cut Naruto, he's just going to heal right back up, because how good his healing factor is. So Naruto is lying there for several weeks, months in bed, writhing in agony, and by the time he's fine, Kaguya has moved to the moon and taken her army of Zetsu with her, and Naruto's entire village went from a boot camp to a massive city. And Naruto was in like one of the best type of medical places you can be, basically, with the Orochimaru, because that's like the best medical place you could be in that entire series. And can't no one tell me differently. If you needed to get healed, bro, Orochimaru had you. He don't know how he was gonna do it, but he was gonna help you out one way or the other, damn it. So when Naruto wakes up, he is originally like like, when Naruto regains all of his senses, like, officially, like, he can move his body and everything, he's met with a sharp pain once he tries to get up from the bed. He's met with a sharp pain going from his knee to his rib cage, and he sees like one whole half of his body is bandaged up, and he sees like Itachi and them, like Itachi, walk into the room, and he asks Itachi what happened to his body, because one whole half of his body is bandaged, and besides like his face, so it's like his leg all the way up to like almost his rib cage is bandaged. And Naruto was like, what happened to the rest of my body? And Itachi was like, you know, if it wasn't for your healing factor, you'd be dead right now. And Naruto chuckles a little bit and sits up and was like, well, the Sage of Six Paths did say that killing them now would almost risk me dying. And Sasuke walks in the room and was like, risk? Did you forget to tell him that he died for 3 days? like he ran out of chakra. Legit, Kaguya was over here pumping you with her chakra for no reason, because she didn't want you to die. Like legit, we had like a whole operation trying to save you, and every incision or cut that we made, you just healed back up. Anyway, what we were going to try to tell you was that Ishiki blew an entire half of your body off after, like, right before you killed him, using, like, you two used your last final attacks, and Ishiki died while you almost did for 3 days and then came back. And Naruto was like, so what's going on now? What's happening now? And Itachi was like, well, now that's up to you. We've done what you wanted to do. You've brought back the clan. We've done so much. We've built an entire city. Like, we've defended the planet. There's nothing else there for us to do, really. And Naruto was like, I think a bigger threat will appear eventually. And this has been the season finale of What If Naruto had the powers of a ghoul, or was a ghoul. You know, I can't necessarily remember. That's my gimmick now. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this series. If y'all did, drop a like. If y'all enjoy the content, please subscribe. Anyway, this has been Shinobi. Peace.